joy versus happiness?
Aren't they the same thing?
We're going to find out.
On the next Dare to Be Better with Ray and Sid.
I mean, I'm having a good time and all, but I'm still wondering how I got roped into all this.
Welcome back to another Dare to Be Better with Ray and Sid. I'm Ray.
I'm Sid.
What's going on?
I'm still Sid.
You're still Sid? I guess I'll be Ray this week again.
Okay, again, I know it's hard.
I'm pretty good at it, though.
I know. I mean, you've been doing it for 50, almost uno years.
That's true. How's your week been?
Great.
Yeah.
Rocking and rolling, stirring it up, pitching here, pitching there, doing stuff.
Happy to be back in the Big Apple one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love it, too. You picked a pretty cool topic this week, and I have to say, I'm not sure I can differentiate between joy and happiness.
Yay! Okay. Tell me when.
Go for it. Let me know.
Okay.
What are the differences between joy and happiness?
There is a difference between joy and happiness. Happiness is on the surface. Joy is in the core. And how you get to joy is joy has to be built up of gratitude first. Gratitude. And gratitude is not the act of saying that you're grateful. Gratitude is actually the feeling of feeling grateful. So as soon as a person can learn to feel grateful, for example, I was in a 15-year marriage, right? It was not a healthy one. My dad would say to me all the time, DJ, you just can't pick men. Can't pick them.
Oh, wow.
And
just came in and said that.
He always had that little, you know. And I said to him, but Dad, listen, this is what I believe is that in that 15-year marriage, no, there was a lot of things I'm going to do differently. I'm going to learn to set my boundaries, so on and so forth. But I'm grateful for the marriage because there was a lot of, well, I don't need to go into it. There's just a lot of things on the other side, not my end, on the other side that were happening that didn't really work in the marriage, okay? Right. So I did say to him, however, for genetic reasons, he was the only man that could give me these particular children. So I feel grateful for the relationship, though it was 15 years of a high education, which then brings me to joy.
That's a joy.
Because I have gratitude and joy for these children.
Right.
That I couldn't gotten any other individual. Same with you and your child, right? You couldn't have gotten that child from any other woman.
Correct.
So genetically, that's the joy of it. Now, happy is like, I'm happy to go to dinner.
Exactly.
And I'm happy for the breaks, and I'm happy to have lunch. I love having lunch. I love having food.
Clearly, I love lunch. I mean, you know.
I love it.
Breakfast, dinner.
So that's happiness. Joy can only bloom when one knows how to feel true gratitude. And gratitude is not something, because I heard a woman say this the other day. No, I truly am. I'm grateful, she said. I'm grateful. But, oh no, I'm truly grateful. Life is hard. Gratitude is a feeling that you have. Once you have the feeling, which is you feel free, you feel hopeful, you feel educated, and you feel grounded. Gratitude. Once you feel those things, then you will start to feel joy.
When did you realize that there was a difference? Like, obviously, you know, I came in here today thinking joy, happiness, okay, they're synonyms. And I guess they could be. Obviously, you know, it's a very specific type of, you know, elation or good feeling. But, like, when did you come across that revelation?
When I had my children.
Okay.
I, up until 19 years ago when I had my first baby, because I was an Olympic level gymnast and I played Olympic level soccer, and I've always been this really red personality. I didn't break down easy. I wasn't a crier, and I had big walls. It was hard to approach me. you
Right.
know? And so once I had my children, I took on a different persona. I started cuddling them, not to coddle them, but to cuddle them and bring them close. And that was actually hard for me to do at first. And then I started realizing that I had a different kind of happiness because of my girls, and it was called joy. And joy was because I was grateful. Even though the marriage had a lot of problems, there was cheating for 15 years, not on my end, on his end. There was physical abuse, emotional abuse, all of that kind of stuff. But so be it. That's the price I paid for brilliant children. Very grateful.
Wow. So there's grateful, and then there is there's gratitude. And what was the synonym for gratitude, or the parallel for gratitude?
So gratitude is built up of, it has to be from your core, right? And gratitude is filled with joy, but it's seeing the good, feeling the good, realizing the good, and celebrating the good. That's one of the easiest ways to remember how joy is built. It's through gratitude.
So joy is more gratitude, but you had a synonym for gratitude, which I guess went along more with happiness.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I just ramble.
You just went through. Well, we'd have to listen back to it. Okay, well, if you're paying attention out there, let us know.
We don't know. I don't even know.
That's okay. But, I guess my question would be, obviously joy is more important. I guess there's more value on joy because it comes from the core, and it is, I guess, I don't know if you produce it from the core, but I guess you absorb it to the core. Yeah. I would imagine. Or I guess you could produce joy as well, but you absorb it.
Sure. And joy has a feeling that happiness doesn't have.
Right.
So happiness.
It's a fulfillment.
Yeah. It's a fulfillment. Okay. It's a peace. You feel peaceful, and you do feel hopeful. You feel grateful. I can't say that enough. Gratitude is the vehicle. You have gratitude for the things in your life. And, for me personally, I'm a very joyful person. I'll wander around and I smile. People are like, why are you always smiling?
What's up with this girl?
Yeah, like you're just crazy. But it is that peaceful feeling, and I did learn it is developed through joy.
Right. Would you make the argument that happiness is like a temporary fulfillment?
Yeah, I think that happiness it's the surface thing. It's when you cook a cake, right? Or bake a cake, the cake itself often can be phenomenal without the frosting. Right. You just put the frosting on it, that's just a little sweetness. But if the cake isn't great underneath, and you really need to hide it with the frosting,
you can frost it all you want.
Yeah.
It's like bad coffee. I know you don't drink coffee, but good coffee I can drink black.
Okay.
If it's muddy and it's been out all day and it's just not a good pot of coffee, you want to cover it with milk and sugar. Mm-hmm. Some people just like milk and sugar as a flavoring. But you could tell sometimes people are just trying to cover the taste. It's like having too much ketchup on a bad piece of meat.
Yeah.
But
same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Too much sugar in a dessert, right? Mm-hmm. Too much salt in something savory.
You're making me hungry now.
I know, I'm really hungry. I really am. You know how I'm always looking forward to the breaks.
It's going to be a long 30 minutes, right?
No, I can make it.
But just think of the happiness. Will it be joy or will it be happiness when you get that next meal?
It'll be joy.
Yeah. Happy, joy, right? Mm-hmm. We can have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
Speaking of frosting.
Oh my gosh, I love food. I love food. I just love
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh, okay, I'm trying to get
And we're in like the food capital of the world.
Oh my gosh, and it does bring joy.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is something interesting. So I have a friend out here who is, I don't know if she's still here, but she was a chef, and she was not very joyful.
Really?
Not very. People can be very successful at something. You can even make millions, if not billions of dollars. Oh, sure. And you can't say that they're joyful. Now, a lot of people would say that that's the money. It's not the money. Money doesn't make you happy or sad.
No.
It's what you do or do not do with the money, right? But that thing of joy, powerful.
Don't more rich people commit suicide than poor people?
I don't know. I've never looked at the statistics.
I would wager to say that
that's a very interesting something to look at.
I bet you, because people that get rich and they're not happy at the core already or joyful, they're chasing it, and money's not going to bring it. You know, it'll bring you 5 minutes of happiness, then it's on to the next thing.
Right. And it's not joy.
Right.
And people ask, well, how do you find, because I have a girlfriend, she goes, I just want to be happy. That's what she says. Out of everything in your life, what do you want? I want to be happy. And I said to her, well, what does that mean? What does happiness mean? And she couldn't really give me a definition of what happiness means. So that's the very first thing. You have to determine that you want happiness or you want joy, and they're not the same thing. Because it's like getting in your car and turning on the engine and driving without determining that you're going to the grocery store or to the gas station. You're just going to aimlessly drive, right? You got to determine what you want.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Joy, happiness. Is there anything that supersedes joy?
There's a thing that I would consider complete peace.
Complete peace is good.
Yeah, and I don't know if it supersedes joy per se, but it is the family with joy, right? And I don't think there's a lot of people in life that really truly feel joy. And joy is something that you have to a little bit work on, you know? You have to be really deliberate on what you want. Not just saying, I want to be happy.
Right.
But saying, I want to feel peace. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel fulfillment. I want to feel these things. Not, I want to think about them or see them. I want to feel, because joy has to happen in your soul. The art of feeling.
Yeah, it's deep.
It is. And I think if more people could understand how to find joy, more people would find that life is quite a brilliant place to live, because life has a process to it. It's not just a haphazard thing that happens.
Yeah. So happiness is definitely something topical. It's skin deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joy radiates.
I love joy. It's crazy, but I haven't always had joy.
Well, no, I think at some point in your life, yeah. And, you know, it's got to ebb and flow. Like, every day can't be Mardi Gras. You're going to have days where, you know, like, this sucks. Like, I got 3 days in a row. It's just like, come on, I'm in a slump. You know, and then you have great times. But it's funny, we just kind of take the good times for granted, and we see, you know, the sucky times come along, and we're like, oh, man, poor me. Forget about the 14 great days you had where everything went right, every light turned green, right? Yeah. No line at the supermarket. You just take that for granted.
Oh, yeah. That's just how that happened.
How many people fall on their knees and thank God, oh my God, what a great day I had. But the minute something goes wrong, why God, why me? Right? Where's my joy?
Yeah.
Have just a little happiness, a couple of sprinkles.
Yeah, just a little something. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's, yeah, that's human nature, I think.
Yeah, you know, so I've been doing this probably the last 4 or 5 years, where every morning when I wake up, because I think human nature, you wake up and you feel anxious, you feel a little pressed on what needs to be done today, you feel a little stressed about the things you haven't accomplished or the things that have been unfair to you, whatever those things are. And I think by human nature, for whatever reason, we wake up feeling that, right?
Yeah.
So when I wake up in the morning, I have to be deliberate with myself, and I will only focus on the things I'm grateful for, the things I'm inspired, not excited. Those are two different things. Inspired to do today. And inspired means you move when you feel inspired. You don't force yourself to do something unless you feel inspired.
Right.
So, yeah, when I wake up, I'm really deliberate on that, on only talking to myself about the things I'm grateful for, the things I'm inspired about, and the things I have passion for. It's the only things.
Every single morning without fail.
Every single morning.
I give Thanksgiving. And it could be the simplest thing. Like, you can find one thing today that you woke up and you realized you were grateful to have. You know, you were thankful to have this. You know, just before your day even starts, what do you have? Well, you woke up healthy, right?
Yeah.
All your limbs are working. You didn't have a stroke overnight. You didn't...
right.
You didn't die overnight, you know? You're healthy. You didn't wake up with a terrible, debilitating disease.
Right.
And the rest of it, it sounds like a platitude. It sounds like a cliche.
Yeah.
And if it is, that's okay, because it should be that repetitive in your life, I think.
Yeah. And I have found since I've done that, and it had to be a deliberate thing, by the way. Like, I'll wake up and I feel a little negative and I kind of shake my head and go,
I've done that too.
Yep. And I start writing them down, the things, I'm grateful for, blah, blah, blah.
You start to fall into some kind of funk. Like, you see a text from the night before. It's like, oh, I got to tell this person off. You're like, you know what?
No, you don't really need to.
Yeah, that was yesterday. It's gone.
Yeah, and then you'll find, at least I have found when I live this way, because now the soul, the job of the soul is to collect and protect. Okay, so it collects all the things you believe in. It protects you by getting all the things you believe in. So the things that you believe in are the things you think about to your core, even when you're not thinking. Okay, so you got to be really clear about the things you ponder on, think about, sit on, and just like believe in. Because whatever those things are, your soul goes, well, of course, that's what she believes.
Right.
So it goes out and finds and connects with people that are like that, experiences that are like that, things that are like that. So your life becomes that you believe the very, very most. So if you want your life to change, it first starts with, what am I believing the most about when I wake up in my day? Do I believe it's going to be a crappy day or whatever, right? Or am I just sort of throwing it to the wind?
Yeah, you set the tone for that. And, you can have something like toast in the morning that makes you happy because it comes out the perfect color. How cool is that?
And then your butter do you have butter? I love butter.
Oh, yeah. I use real butter. I never use margarine.
No margarine, no bueno.
No bueno.
Bad
Chica.
news bears.
No. Yeah, no.
Real butter.
Absolutely. Just use a little bit of it. Don't go crazy.
Oh.
There's no need.
I'm so hungry.
See? We're talking about buttered toast and we're freaking out over here. Please, send food.
So have you, in your days or in your life, can you say that you felt joyful?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. I mean, I have to think about it, but that feeling where it's in your soul and you're radiating and you're almost floating. Absolutely.
Yeah. When was that? When was your last time?
I knew you were going to ask me that, so I was racking my brain trying to think.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go ahead.
Let's see. What about playing like a sold out arena?
For you,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Or here, I'll give you one. The first year, because I don't want it to be some selfish thing, because to me that might be happiness.
Okay.
But we had just done Rock Out to Knock Out Cancer 2021.
Okay.
10th annual. We started this back in 2012 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Chose that area of the country because that's where some of the people were located at the time, the band I was working with. And we picked that area of the country to benefit the American Cancer Society. They're all over the country, all over the world, but this just came about. It just kind of dropped into my lap. And the first year, Dan DeMoyes, my partner who founded this Rock Out to Knock Out Cancer franchise, really, he went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Pittsburgh, a sizable place, not Joe's Bar and Grill.
Right.
You have to sell 200 tickets in order to secure a headline date and block out a Saturday night. And he's like, well, you have to sell me 200 tickets. Well, Dan had to look him in the eye and say, I'll do it. So we all broke our asses and we promoted and we did all this work. Now, this is all volunteer work. It's all charity. Every cent goes to this charity. And now, foolishly, we didn't take 10% and make a bank, where you're allowed to keep a certain budget.
Right.
No, we just throw all the money back in. So we just wanted to get this off the ground, sell it out, and show them, see, we did this. And of course, now the check is bigger that you're sending to the ACS.
Right.
Well, that night, when we counted, 200 tickets were sold, and most of them showed up. And we walked out and, saw that crowd on stage. I always take a second to drink in the crowd. I'll close my eyes, I'll open my eyes back up, and it could be during any point of any show, whether it's 18 people there or 18,000. I'll just drink it in and go, I'm grateful for this. This is what I've always wanted to do, and I'm doing it.
That's joy.
That's joy. That's the long-winded version of that story.
And that's beautiful. There's like a peace to it. There's a passion to it, right? There's gratitude attached. And there's balance. Like, you completely feel balanced about what it is, whatever that is, right?
And it kicked off the franchise. Now it's 10 years later, and it still has legs, and it's raising money, awareness.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ways I give back. I try to. And I don't like to pat myself on the back and always talk about, things we do,
but sometimes you need to, and to bring awareness to that foundation.
Right. Of course.
That's
I'm not
beautiful.
doing it for us.
Really beautiful. Yeah, I would hope that more people look into their life. And I said this to my daughter, actually. She's very busy looking for everything that she's unhappy about and what's not working for her and the people who have been unfair, all these things, or how she doesn't feel well, whatever those things are. She spends so much time doing that the soul goes, must be what's most important to her. So then the soul collects like-minded people, right? Like-minded experiences, like-minded pressures, those kind of things. And I said to her, if you would spend just even half of the time, and I do believe life, God, and the universe does kind of gift back in a way when you show acknowledgement to the greatness that's happened to you in your life. When something good, even as small as whatever, maybe we just got done doing a project out there right before it started pouring. Okay, so when you show gratitude that was allowed to be finished before and before we had to come in and the whole rain thing happened, just show gratitude. Think about it, feel it, feel gratitude for that. I do believe that is something that your higher power acknowledges.
And of course. I was just looking to see if I still had raindrops on me because, I was like, I have to change shirts. You're like, no, it looks good. Leave it.
Yeah, you don't have raindrops.
No, they dried.
On roses, whiskers on
nice. Kittens. On kittens, yeah.
I almost said whiskers on chickens.
Whiskers on chickens. Well, listen, that crossbreeding everything these days.
Always.
You never know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, right? Oh, boy. Joy, happiness. I love it. It makes me think of the song Joy and Pain. I was just singing that in my head.
Who does that?
Frankie Beverly.
Oh.
With Maze, I believe, is the song. It's an R&B song from the early, I want to say early 80s, but it might be 70s. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
That is good
But I'm grooving in my head right now.
Oh, yeah.
If we didn't have these copyright issues, I'd play it, but yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. What was the R&B station out your way back in those days? Late 70s, early 80s? The roller rink days.
Oh, that's all you needed to say. 94.9.
94.9?
Yeah.
We had several here. 107.5 WBLS, that was the big one. They might still be around. Yeah.
Yeah, those were the days, those roller rinks.
That was kids. That's what we used to do to socialize.
Oh,
that was our Snapchat and whatever else you guys are doing now. Snapchat is like 5 years ago, but you know what I mean.
And if you had that rhythm, which I didn't, to be able to, get the groove and the feet doing the thing, and that was the coolest thing. But it's back, by the way.
Yeah, because of hockey, I could rollerblade, but I could never figure out the 2x2 in the skates.
Yeah, those were good days.
Because you had to go like leg over leg. It's a lot easier to pivot on rollerblades. They act like ice skates. But to me, getting the whole that coordination down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's some joy there. Because do you recall, people, we're only 30.
Right, exactly.
But you recall when your parents would say, you need to go out and play, or I'm going to find something for you to do.
Oh, yeah.
Or go dig in the dirt, or whatever. And I would go out, and I'd find a stick, and I loved drawing floor plans. So I would draw floor plans in the dirt. Since the age of 9, and then I'd draw these floor plans, and then I'd go find little rocks, as chairs and pieces of wood as beds. And you look back, and there was joy. That was
you knew what you wanted to do from that time.
Yeah.
That's
I've always known, So even when I was very young, I was doing interior design, right? I was creating floor plan development, and I knew that I wanted to dance. Well, I wanted to be in the Olympics for both soccer and gymnastics, so I trained for those. I've always been a person, when I know what I want, but here we sit. I mean, it's a perfect example.
Yes, it
Once I decide, and one of the greatest gifts you can give me is tell me I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me
I'm
no.
the same way. Right, just doubt me once.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
I needed that. It's bulletin board material, like they say in sports, right?
Yeah. So I love going after the things I want. There's been very few things, and this is not to be arrogant, it's because I've learned how life works, right? But there's very few things that I've not been able to accomplish. And the few things, the one thing I haven't been able to accomplish, I had to make a decision when I was 14 to keep training for the Olympics in soccer and or in gymnastics, because I was training for both.
Right.
And I chose gymnastics. That was a poor decision. But I guess you can't say poor because everything adds up, right?
Well, you said you had some politics in the soccer as well, right?
Well, yeah, there was
some coaching issues.
Yeah, there was coaching issues on both,
Were there?
Yeah, because, sports, everything's political.
I don't know what it is with girls' sports, but it just seems to be, like, amplified.
Yeah.
Like, all the issues. I don't know. I'm just...
What is that?
I don't know. And I love watching, like, college softball. And girls' college basketball or women's college basketball, but I don't know.
That's very interesting, Ray.
That's just my take, and it just seems to me that I don't know, the issues always seem that much more dramatic.
Well, I'm going to tell you, soccer's huge everywhere, but soccer's very, very big in Utah.
Oh, sure.
And especially for girls. And soccer there for girls, the amount of issues, like my daughter, very great little soccer player, and she's played soccer since the age of, 4. And from the age of 4 to 18, and, we had some big universities looking at her. She did not get 1 year of a break. We don't get a break even in winter because they go play indoor.
Indoors, yeah.
So she has played soccer all year round since the age of 4. And then they wonder why these girls there's so much injury, once they get 17 to 18, there's a ton of injury and burnout where they just don't want to play the sport. But
there's no off season.
No off season. Even a professional gets off season. But
of course,
I don't know because I don't have boys, but there just seems to be a lot of stuff in the girls' programs. I don't know why.
No, I don't know. I just think maybe the parents are more protective at that point. I don't know, and the coaches are pushing back. Who knows? It could be anything.
Yeah,
we could do a whole show on that.
Oh my gosh, I know. And now, because my brain is just rolling, I don't even know what we're talking about now. What are we here talking about? Joy!
Joy and happiness.
Oh, I love joy.
It sounds like joy is winning.
Yeah.
But we need happiness too.
Oh yeah, you need because I need the frosting.
Yeah, you need the daily dose of, like you said, the sprinkles and just the whole... Well, this was a nicety and a pleasantry.
Yeah, you need that.
Quaint, yeah.
Yeah, it's what takes you towards joy.
I wonder if a series of happy events or series of small batches of happiness can amount to joy.
Well, that's an interesting question, but I think that would have to do, is it attached to gratitude? If it's not attached to gratitude...
Or is it all material stuff, yeah.
If it's not attached to gratitude, then I don't think you can add it up to joy. Because joy is a felt thing.
Yeah. We're not talking felt on the pool table.
No.
That was just a bad joke, that's all.
I know. I'm starting to get your jokes.
Yeah, that was a bad dad joke.
I know. That's bad news.
I try not to be a bad dad, but the bad dad joke will come out. Be careful. It could be a segment on this show.
I know. It could.
Daily dad joke of the week. No, nobody needs that.
No one needs that.
Nobody.
I don't even get them.
You're not a dad. That's why.
Oh, yeah, true. True. I don't get any of your
You
jokes.
were honorary on Father's Day, but...
it's true.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, again, if you kids out there have any feedback,
Negative.
good or bad, negative, yeah, of course, the trash can here, right?
Positive.
Oh, see? She gets all the joy and happiness, and I get all the what?
The negativity that you'll have to work through to find your joy.
See that? And I signed up for this, right?
I know.
I said yes to this.
I know. I even was waiting. Did you hear how silent it was? I can be really quiet. I'm waiting.
Here it
I was
comes.
willing. Yes.
Well, hit us up at rayandsyd@gmail.com. That's RAYANDSYDSHOW@gmail.com.
If we read your letter on the air, your email, I mean, I don't know. What do we do? Do we make them an honorary, and I don't know. We got a shout out.
Yeah, we'll do a shout out. But maybe if they want to be a part of the discussion, that would be very cool.
That'd be cool. I was going to say you get to be like an honorary recipient of joy or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be part of the discussion. We'll take a little call or something for a second, or
That'd
an
work.
email.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we did it again.
Okay.
We flapped our lips. 30 minutes has gone by. You'll never get that back. I'm sorry.
we're sorry.
But, it's okay. Come back next week. We'll have a great show for you. Listen, whatever you do in life, dare to be better.
With Ray and Sid.
See you next week.
See ya.
Hey, thanks for checking us out. If you enjoyed the show, like the video, subscribe to this channel, and please tell your friends. We'd also love it if you headed over to daretobebettershow.com for tons of cool photos, extras, and a chance to shop for some sweet show swag. Say that 5 times fast. I could barely say it once. If you keep coming, we'll keep delivering. Thanks again.